Go ahead, Brandon.
Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.
Okay. So how the camp, Brandon? Is that the first time ever you have with the big groups of people over here?
Yeah, I think so.
The last one, right?
This is the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
Second closest was one in Atlanta.
The small.
It's smaller, yeah. Mostly smaller children.
Mm-hmm. And you're the oldest one. One the oldest one, right?
Yes, I was one of the older ones.
Mm-hmm. So you get a lot of connection with people around here, like Johnson and so forth. People from Indy.
Yeah, a lot of people from. I met people from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
From Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago now, so everywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty rare. It's not easy. Not easy.
Yeah,
But see that even in Atlanta, it's not easy for them. It's many temple there, but not for them to develop this type of
yeah,
camp.
not for youth, not for youth.
So you see, Johnson, you see, you're so blessed you're here. This is your hometown. You're so blessed, right, Johnson? You hear that?
I am blessed.
Not in Houston, not in big city. There's so many temple, but it's pretty rare for them to run the camp like this. And even they run the camp most of the time just high school and down, not up, not college student, not post college student to come here. Right. So Brandon, you think you can bring someone else next year with you?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, your buddy from school?
No, not from school. There's not any of these people like that, but maybe one of my friends, yeah, at least.
Where?
Maybe one of my friends,
Where? In Atlanta?
maybe from Atlanta, or one of my friends from Texas.
Oh,
I met them at the Mississippi camp.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you send them a lot of picture to them?
yeah. I sent a lot of my friends a lot of pictures. They said, "Oh, that's cool."
Well, in the Mississippi, it's just small group too, right? And not a big one here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Johnson, so you want to fly to Houston if the parents allow you?
Oh yeah, for sure, Ty. I would love to fly to Houston. Actually, next year.
Do you want me to convince them?
Yes, please. Yes. Next year, Ty, for summer camp, I'm planning on going to all 3 summer camps. I'm gonna try to go to the Texas one, the Kentucky one, and the Indiana one. I heard they're
Oh,
having.
you see, compare, right? Hi, Sabrina. How you been, Sabrina?
I've been good.
Good. How was the camp?
The Kentucky one?
You enjoy?
Yeah.
You have a lot of connection with people around here?
Not really.
Really? Oh, you know Mimi, Alexis, you know them well, right?
Yeah.
You invited to come here, or they don't know?
I think Alexis was invited. Mimi's already been going, and I knew about this already, so
Okay. So you're going to be at the Anak Temple for the next camp or no?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. You were there before, right?
Yeah.
A bit difference.
Um, it's more run, like in my opinion, like how I see it, it's more run by the Suko than the actual like counselor, like the how we have the counselors at Kentucky. Because the counselors are the ones who kind of like plan things out for like the days, but like the Suko kind of just like plans things out and then she just finds help along the way, and then that's basically it. We do pray about that. We do different with the praying style. It's really different,
Okay.
as a lot of us said. It's like it's different, yeah.
Which one you prefer? You have the counselor, or you prefer the monks and nun to plan out? Which one you prefer?
Mainly the counselor, only because they know like how to like bring everyone together to actually have fun. Because I feel like and like a lot of the activities that they choose to do isn't really as fun because they're kind of more focused on the littler kids instead of the older ones sometimes, but we have to take part of in it, and it's fun if you have your friends, but like if you don't have anyone, it's really not that fun at all, if I'm being honest.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So you prefer to be counselor, right?
Yeah.
So you can be one the counselor probably next year or anytime if you want to be. Right. So Johnson, do you think your parents will let you go to Texas and Indy? You think so?
Well, next year, Ty, I'm gonna be an adult, so I hopefully they'll let me.
You are senior. You be senior next in the fall, right?
Yes, Ty, I'm a senior.
Okay, so probably they let you go, right? That's good. All right, so let's start our class then. Okay, let's see here. Oh, so about Victor, Sabrina, Victor and Kelly.
I texted them. I don't know if they're gonna see my text or not.
All right, go ahead, Johnson.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Homage to the enlightened Buddha, perfect in wisdom and compassion. Homage to the noble Dhamma, the universal law the Buddha taught. Homage to the holy Sangha, the protectors of the noble Dhamma. To this triple gem I go for refuge. May the triple gem bless and protect me and my loved ones tonight. May we be free from harm and danger. May we overcome our difficulties. May we always make a success. May we be blessed with good health, strength, peace, and happiness.
Okay, Brandon, please.
May my parents, brothers and sisters, teachers, friends and relatives be well and happy. May they be free from harm and danger. If they are faced with harm and danger, I wish that they overcome their anxieties quickly. If they are faced with ill health, I wish that they regain good health soon. May the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha bless and protect them. Protect me, my loved ones tonight. Oh, bless one. Keep us away from harm and danger. Let our sleep be peaceful so that we awake in the morning refreshed in body and mind.
Okay, Sabrina, please.
If I have strayed from the true path, may I never do so again. If I have carelessly hurt someone today by word or deed, may I be more mindful the next time. O Buddha, the Enlightened One, help me to set my heart right. May my actions reflect your love and compassion. I shall strive to cleanse my heart from hate and envy and live in harmony with all people. I shall be close to the Dhamma in good as well in difficult times. I know that should the moment come for me to leave the world, I shall do so without fear or regret, because I leave the world a better person than when I came into it.
Okay, Johnson, please.
Where are we at, Ty?
Whatsoever.
Well, whatever wrong someone may do to me, may I be compassionate and forgive and bear no hatred in my heart. I shall bear in mind to be grateful for the acts of love and consideration, no matter how small they appear to be. For those I love and those who love me, may this life be a blessing and source of happiness to all beings. Namo Buddhaya.
You finish all.
I would like to share the merits I have gathered today as well as in the past to the Devas. May they rejoice in these merits and keep an eye on me and my loved ones. I would also like to transfer these merits to my departed relatives and friends. Wherever they are, may they be free from suffering and be happy.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Brandon. Remember the story of the Buddha? Remember that? Remember about how the young man came, search for the woman, but they met the Buddha, and the Buddha told them they need to search within themselves. Remember, Brandon? Yeah, go ahead, Brandon. Read next one here.
The Buddha said, life can be found only in the present moment. but our minds rarely dwell in the present moment. Instead, we chase after the past or long for the future. We think we are being ourselves, but in fact, we are almost never in real contact with ourselves. Our minds are too busy chasing after yesterday's memories or tomorrow's dreams. The only way to be in touch with life is to return to the present moment. Once you know how to return to the present moment, you will become awakened. And at that moment, you will find your true self.
Summarize, yeah, please.
So it's basically saying that the Buddha was saying you can't dwell on the past, you can't dwell at the future, or rather, you can only focus on the present. And focusing on the present, you will become awakened.
Why? Why it's not good to dwell in the past and future? Why?
Because
Let's say you missed a lot for the camp, right?
yeah.
So could you stay? I mean, keep your mind about the camp all the times. You have to move on to your life now.
To move on.
Mm-hmm. And what happened if you're so anxious about going back to school in the fall? What happened then?
Then that's suffering.
Why?
Because I'm not worrying about my present, but rather I'm worrying about the future. And then that will be stress, and then that will put pressure, and then I start to suffer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Sabrina, please. Next one, please.
Look at these tender leaves caressed by the sunlight. Have you ever really looked at the green of the leaves with a serene and awakened heart? This shade of green is one of the wonders of life. If you have never really looked at it, please do so now.
What's about?
Basically, he told them to look at the green of the leaves
Mm-hmm.
with like an open mind, like with a serene and awakened heart. And I mean, he just asked them to look at it.
Why you need to live the present moment? Why you need to look around yourself instead of letting your mind go back to the past and run into the future? Why is that?
Could you repeat that?
The question is that why it's so important to live the present moment instead of thinking too much about the past and future? Why?
Because the past is something that already happened. You can't change anything. Why would you keep thinking about it? You don't know what's gonna happen in the future, so you just have to let things go as it is. Like how we have karma. If you do something bad, you'll have something done bad. Like you'll receive karma in the future for what you did bad, but you don't know when. So why would you keep thinking about the future? You should think about your present self now.
Mm-hmm. And you miss a lot of people in the camp.
Huh?
You miss a lot of people in the camp.
Yeah, but I know I'll meet them in the future, so I'm not going to try to worry about it too much now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Johnson, please.
Where are we at, Ty?
Young man.
The young men grew very quiet. With their eyes following the Buddha's pointing, each of them looked at the green leaves gently swaying in the afternoon breeze. A moment later, the Buddha turned to the youth sitting on his right and said, I see you have a flute. Please play something for us.
Yeah, what's
So it's basically the young men grew very, they just followed the Buddha's pointing finger, and then they saw a green leaf swaying in the afternoon breeze. And then after that, the Buddha saw the young person sitting to his right, and he asked this person to play the flute because he saw this person having
Mm-hmm. So you know why the Buddha asked him to play the flute?
well, in the context we're talking about at the moment, so he's probably going to ask him to play the flute, and then they're going to be like, oh wow, in this present moment he's playing this flute very beautifully and stuff like that, and then later it's going to go away or something. I don't know, I'm taking a guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Brandon, please.
The youth felt shy, but he lifted his flute to his lips and began to play. Everyone listened attentively. The flute's sound was like laminating cry of a disappointed lover. The Buddha's eyes did not waver from the young man playing the flute. When he finished his song, sadness seemed to veil the full afternoon forest. Still, no one spoke, until suddenly the young man held out his flute to Buddha and said, "Respected monk, please play for us."
What's about?
So the youth, I think the kid, right? At first he was shy, but he started playing the flute. And when he played the flute, it wasn't like it was I guess it was good, but it was also very sad, right? And after that, everyone was quiet, but then he gave the flute to the Buddha.
So when you're happy, what's the difference of your state of mind when you're happy and when you're sad? Let's say when you do the chore, if you're so happy, how you do the chore? When you're so sad, when your parents ask you to do the chore, what's the different state of mind?
So when you're happy, it's not like a chore, but like you're doing it and you're having fun or you're finding enjoyment completing the task. It's not like that you have to get over it. If you're saying, "Oh, I have to get over this," then that means you're not happy with doing it. That means like you're not finding enjoyment. So,
but when you're so sad, your mind so sad, and your parents tell you to do the chore, what happened then?
your state of mind would be negative because you're just so sad. Like, "Oh, I have to do this. Like, I could be doing anything else, stuff like that."
Not because of the chore, right? But because of your state of mind, right? Right?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Sabrina, please.
The Buddha smiled as several of the young men burst out laughing, taking their friend for a real fool. Whoever heard of a monk playing the flute? But to their surprise, the Buddha took the flute in his hands. The young men all turned their eyes to the Buddha, unable to mask their curiosity. The Buddha took several deep breaths and then raised the flute to his lips.
Okay. Yeah, summarize, please.
Basically, some young men were making fun of a monk for playing the flute, and the Buddha takes it and is about to play it himself.
Actually, you may not imagine that the Buddha played the flute, right?
No.
Yeah, well, somehow that is one of the author's imagination. Actually, the Buddha never played the flute, so that's just his imagination. Yeah, go ahead, Johnson, please.
The image. Okay. The image of a young man playing the flute long ago in the royal gardens of Kapilavatu arose in the Buddha's mind. It was a full night. He could see Mahapajapati sitting on a stone bench, quietly listening, and there was Yasodhara with her freshly lit incense holder of fragrant sandalwood. The Buddha began to play the flute.
What's about?
So, the image of a young man playing a flute long times ago in the gardens of Kapilavastu popped up in the Buddha's mind, and then he started remembering stuff like Mahapajapati sitting on a stone bench and Yasodhara with her freshly lit incense. And then the Buddha began to play the flute.
And here, would you be surprised when you see the Buddha playing the flute?
I would be surprised to see the Buddha play the flute, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Siddhartha playing the flute because I'm pretty sure Siddhartha learned everything back when he was a prince. But Buddha, yeah, I'm surprised.
Actually, this is not the real one. The authors, he just wrote in that in the common sense for people to understand. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon, please.
sound was as delicate as a thin strand of smoke curling gently from the roof of a simple dwelling outside Kapila Vatu at the hour of the evening meal. Slowly, the thin strand expanded across space like a gathering of clouds, which in turn transformed into 1,000-petaled lotus, each petal a different shimmering color. It seemed that one flutist suddenly had become 10,000 flutists, and all the wonders of the universe had been transformed into sounds. Sounds of 1,000 colors and forms. Sounds as light as a breeze and quick as the pattering of rain, clear as a crane flying overhead, intimate as a lullaby, bright as a shining jewel, and subtle as the smile of one who has transcended all thoughts of gain and loss. The birds of the forest stopped singing in order to listen to the sublime music, and even the breezes ceased rustling the leaves. The forest was enveloped in an atmosphere of total peace, serenity, and wonder. The young men sitting around the Buddha felt completely refreshed, and they now dwelled completely in the present moment, in touch with all the wonders of the trees, the Buddha, the flute, and each other's friendship. Even after the Buddha put the flute down, they could still hear the music. Not one of the young men thought about the young woman or the jewels she had stolen.
Okay, what's about?
Basically, when the Buddha started playing the flute, it was so beautiful and immaculate that everyone and everything had stopped to listen to it. And then it sounded as if there was like 10,000 flutists rather than just him. And then it was so good. It was so beautiful that it made all the young men, all his disciples, learn to connect to the present moment, and that they could still even hear it after the Buddha stopped playing. And then they made it heard for, or he made that song or the melody that the Buddha was playing, made the young men forget about the young woman and the jewels he had stolen.
So when you rate the robot, were you really in tune with your team to rate that?
Was I really
in tune with duration of your robot?
in tune?
You really focus on doing that, or you have a lot of concerns?
I'm really focused on doing it.
Would you worry that you may lose the games and so forth?
Yeah, of course.
So that's not, you are not in tune. If you are really in tune in the developing that robot, you would not concern much about losing or gaining, or be winners or loser. Make sense?
Yeah.
If you're really in tune with that, right? So Johnson, how could you get that Bonnie? You really in tune, pick up it?
Yeah. His name is Pebbles, and yes, I was really focused. I was really focused when I had to roll the dice to get him.
How many times did you finally get that?
Oh, it took me a grand total of 3 times. Only 3 times.
How much does it cost for you? How much does it cost for you each time?
$110.
$10?
Well, yeah, $10, Ty. Yeah, you can say that. $10
to pick up?
Well, we bought like a card, but yeah, you can say $10. It was $10, yeah.
Really? So
Yeah.
total $30 for you to get that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Sabrina. The next one, Sabrina.
No one spoke for a long while. Then the young man to whom the flute belonged asked the Buddha, "Master, you play so wonderfully. I've never heard anyone who could play so well. Who did you study with? Would you accept me as your student so that I could learn flute from you?"
Yeah. Summarize, please.
Basically, a young man complimented the Buddha and asked like who did he study with, and would he accept him as a student so he could learn how to play the flute.
Would you be in tune with the music instrument before? I forgot the name of your musical instrument. What is that? Sabrina?
Clarinet.
Okay, sometime most time you really in tune with your music, with your playing of that kind of instrument.
Huh?
I mean that have you ever in tune with that instrument when you play them?
Have I ever been in tune?
Yeah, I mean really focus on your playing that instrument with you.
Oh yeah.
How was that? Was that a different?
Um, what do you mean by that?
I mean that what's different when you really in tune, when you really focus on playing, and the moment that you play, but somehow your mind scatter. What's the difference?
Um, when you really can't focus, you're not playing properly and you lose like where you are. But if you're actually focusing on playing properly, I guess like in tune with your instrument, then you're more focused, you feel more relaxed because you're not going to be more stressed out when you're not paying attention and focusing on like playing properly with your instrument.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Victor and Kelly. Keep the camera on, Victor. How you been, Victor?
I'm good.
Yeah, keep the camera on. Yeah, enjoy the camp.
Yes, sir.
What are the things that you miss the most?
Um, my friends,
Oh, what do you miss?
uh, Caden, Matthew,
Okay.
Ethan.
Okay. You will see them at Anna Temple next month. Is that right?
Yeah.
Which one you refer? They came in Kentucky or came in Indy?
Uh, I don't know yet.
Oh,
I haven't went to Unlock yet, so I don't know.
have not been there before.
No, I've been there, but like I don't know this year though.
Oh, okay. But we have more friends down here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Johnson, so you read the Zen story for me, okay? If we pass, go ahead, Johnson.
A student went to his meditation teacher. Oh, hold on, my thing just went. Okay. A student went to his meditation teacher and said, "My meditation is horrible. I feel so distracted, or my legs ache, or I'm constantly falling asleep. It's just horrible. It will pass," the teacher said. Matter of factly. A week later, the student came back to his teacher. "My meditation is wonderful. I feel so aware, so peaceful, so alive. It will pass," the teacher replied matter of factly.
What's the difference? What's that? What's about?
Um, well, the story was about a student talking to his meditation teacher and saying that well, at first he felt very distracted, and every time he tried to meditate, it was horrible. His legs ached, and he constantly fell asleep. But then the teacher told him that it will pass, matter of factly. And then a week later, the student came back and he was still feeling really good and everything. And then now he was feeling really good now. He was like meditating. He was really aware. He was peaceful. And then the meditation teacher said this, "It will pass." The teacher replied matter of factly.
What's the meaning then?
Well, I'm gonna take a really big guess, and the meaning of this is probably um nothing is permanent and everything will pass. That's
Let's say one day somehow your parents yell at you, scold you, you feel sad, right? And what should you say to yourself?
yeah, I feel very bad, Ty.
In the past,
In the past, yeah, in the
it
past.
will pass. And what happened then when you enjoy your time too much at the camp? And what happened then?
Uh, then I'll get sad later because it will also pass.
Yeah, see that? So what's the meaning here?
The
Whether
meaning is
what's that?
I think I don't know. Maybe the meaning is probably not to get too attached to the moment because everything will pass. That's probably what it is. I think, guys.
Yeah, hi Mimi. Yeah,
Oh,
welcome
yeah,
Mimi.
it is I.
Yeah, how you been, Mimi?
Good.
Your brother is there?
he's taking a shower. I'm waiting for him. That's why I can join. I just got home.
Good. So how was the camp?
Good. Và
Good.
thầy ơi,
You
hình
got
như con bị ai theo dõi á thầy.
what's mean?
Con tự nhiên sau khi con về xong, con mỗi lần con ngủ con bị giật hoài à.
Vậy hả? Không sao đâu con. You stay back and we talk about that, okay? If you
Dạ.
want. So remember, Kaylee, how you been, Kaylee?
Good.
Good. You enjoy the camp, Kaylee?
Yeah.
Good. You miss a lot of friends here?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So what you learn the most here?
I've learned a lot of things here.
Can you tell?
At that camp.
Can you tell?
Like morals of stories and like the Eightfold Path and the like Four Noble Truths, the Six Virtues of Flavors.
Good. Alexis, how you been? Welcome, Alexis. Can you hear me, Alexis?
Hello.
Yes, how you been?
I've been good.
Yeah. You missed the camp?
Yeah.
You miss a lot of people?
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Who you miss a lot? Or
A
everyone?
lot of just everyone and the vibe. Just the energy that I hung around with people.
Yeah. So you wish that the camp be longer or 1 week is more than enough?
1 week is pretty nice, but I don't know, a little bit of both.
Okay. How about Mimi? 1 week is enough for you, or you like to have longer next time, Mimi?
1 week, it seemed, although I want like 2 weeks, but same time I feel like 1 week is good since it's not too draining for a lot of people, and the counselor won't have to plan out much for the kid for 2 weeks. It'll be more stressful.
Oh, more stressful.
Yeah,
Sabrina,
I like it.
yeah, Sabrina, what do you think? 1 week or 2 weeks?
For what?
I mean that for the camp, 1 week is more than enough, or you like next time we stand for another week? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know.
Probably next year I will make arrangement for us to have summer camp on the last week of June, so that our friends from New Jersey, from Massachusetts, like Ethan, to come. You guys don't mind, right? You guys don't mind to come on the 4th week of June, right? Sabrina, Mimi.
Yeah, you said last week of June.
Yeah, probably last week of June. Yeah. So that they
Yeah,
can.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Okay, I think fine.
Yeah. So Mimi, what's the most important thing that you learned from the camp, Mimi? What's the most important lesson that you learned? Or what's the most memorable lesson you learned from here? Mimi, can you remember? Hi.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead, Mimi.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear me. You go ahead, Mimi.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was the most memorable thing I learned is probably the greed and the suffering that people with the human face.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brent.
Okay.
Brent, your sister there, Brent?
I think she might join. She might not. I think she's trying to take a shower. Oh, never mind. She's right there.
Okay. So what's the most memorable things that you have, Brent, for the camp for this year? Brent?
The new friends I made and like the new experiences we had this year.
It's different from last year or the same?
It was different, but not much different.
How about you like discussion? You learn a lot from our discussion.
Yeah.
Which one you can remember?
I remember the one where we were like talking about our parents.
Okay. How about Alice's? You remember any memorable discussion that you keep in mind?
I think a memorable discussion that we definitely had was about our parents and family relations, because if I remember correctly, a good chunk of everyone in the Buddha hall that was a part of that discussion could relate to at least one of the questions that were asked.
And you would not have this kind of discussion at home, at school, even a circle of your friends too, right, Alice's?
Maybe to a circle of friends, but at school or with my family, definitely not. Absolutely not.
Why not? It's not easy to bring up this kind of problems, right?
That, and I just can't trust my family with the type of discussions.
That. Megan, how you been, Megan? Megan there? Brent? She's there?
Yeah.
Oh, how you been, Megan?
I've been good.
Good. What were the most memorable discussion or things that you learned from the camp that's different from last year? You have, Megan?
To be honest, I don't really remember a lot of the discussions from last year, but I think this year the discussion about our parents
That's more
was memorable.
It's more memorable for you. Oh, good. An Khang, you live in Indy or you live in Michigan?
Michigan.
Oh, keep a cam on, An Khang.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, you're so handsome today, like An Khang. Yeah, we talk about the camp. What are the most memorable things that you have at the camp, An Khang?
Riding in a trunk.
What's that?
Going to like parks and going to a restaurant, you know?
What's that? I don't understand.
Cause like I think on Water Day we went to go to the park.
Oh,
You remember? Yeah.
Oh, you went to the park?
Yeah.
Went out to give the food to the homeless.
I did go.
So you didn't go. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your sister there, Anka.
Yeah.
You bring her next year to the camp, or she's still little?
She's still too little.
Oh, too little. This is youngest.
Yeah. Huh?
This is the youngest one.
Yeah.
You have another one?
No.
No. Turn around, turn the other side because we couldn't see your face. Turn the computer to different way. Yes, we can see your face.
Okay.
Okay. Would you go to Indy for another camp or no way for you to fly there?
Yeah. I'm already going.
You go there. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so since you guys come a little bit late, and I hope that you guys can come every Friday. We can have the discussion. So, Brent, so when will they have the camp over there, Brent?
It's from July 12th to July 16th.
Oh, first to 16, 2 weeks?
No, 12th. No, it's from the 12th to the 16th.
Only 3 days.
4.
4 days. Oh, okay. It's not on the weekend, right? There's weekday and weekend.
I think it's only weekdays.
12 to the 16th?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's Wednesday. Okay. All right, anyway. So That's why we create this type of camp for you guys to come. So, An Khang, would you bring somebody to come here next year?
To Kentucky?
Yeah, would you?
I don't know. Probably
Mm,
not.
Fine. You don't have friends who have Buddhist friends
No,
around?
no. Yeah, no Buddhist friends.
No Buddhist friends?
No Buddhist friends. Just white people.
So, Alice, you have a lot of Buddhist friends in India, right? Around there, right, Alice?
I think.
Yeah. So most of them go to India temple.
I think so, yeah.
How about at school?
No.
No way, huh? How about Mimi? You have any Buddhist friends at school, or most of them go to An Lat temple? Mimi.
Not my school. Most of my Buddhist friends are from Anlac.
So next year, you guys want to go to Texas, to Houston, Texas?
I would love to, but I don't have. I cannot go.
Okay, because you're too young, the parent may not. Oh, you're 17. Next year.
Yeah, I can go alone. It's just my parents are scared that it's just too far, and if they might not be able to. I don't know. They just scare a lot of things.
See, Alexis, if your parents allow, would you go to Texas with all the friends over there, right? Like Lily, and so forth. You remember, right?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. So probably next year I will change a little bit the schedule a little bit. Probably the third week of June will be in Houston, and the fourth week of June will be here in Kentucky. So one more time, An Khang, before you came, so tell them what are the most memorable things. You say at the park, right, An Khang?
Yeah.
That's all?
Also waking up really early.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You enjoy that? That's too much for you.
I should have gone to sleep earlier, but it was fine.
Okay. So, all right, Victor, keep the camera on, please. So since you guys come a little bit late and we show this kind of video clips and we can. So, Alexis, we have a video clip. Can you summarize for them, Alexis?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you. Let me share with you the video clip then. So next time, if you come early, we can start it more, okay? But late that you guys come here. Can you hear?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
During the Buddha's time, while the Buddha was residing at the Jetavana temple, the monks gathered in the Hall of Truth and discussed the strange case of the elder Losaka. When the Buddha arrived at the Hall of Truth, the monks asked him about it. Then, in order to show the detailed workings of Kama, the Buddha told the following story. During the Buddha's time, there was a village of fishermen in Kosala. The village was made up of 1,000 families. The fishermen were usually very skilled and were able to make a living by selling the fish they caught. On one particular day, Losaka was conceived in his mother's womb. From that day on, the fishermen were not able to catch even a single fish. While his mother was pregnant with Losaka, the village was destroyed 7 times by fire. In addition, the village was visited by the king's tax collectors 7 times. The villagers reflected that they had never experienced this kind of misfortune in the past. They concluded that someone must be the source of their misfortune. They came up with a plan to determine who was the source. The villagers split themselves evenly into 2 groups of 500 families. the group that was without Losaka's mother was suddenly able to catch fish again, while the other group was not. They then further split the group down evenly into 250 families, and then into 125 families, and so on. Each time, Losaka's mother was always in the group that experienced misfortune, and the other group was able to begin catching fish again. Finally, the villagers were able to determine that Losaka's parents were the source of the misfortune. Losaka's parents were then forced out of the village. After being forced to leave the village, Losaka's father left his mother. Alone and with a child, she was barely able to survive. After some time, Losaka's mother gave birth to him alone in a dirty alley next to piles of trash. After giving birth to Losaka, his mother was not able to find any work. Losaka's mother did whatever she could to raise him until he could stand and walk on his own. Then, knowing that she couldn't raise him any longer, she sent him away to beg for food and reluctantly abandoned him. Even though it broke her heart, she felt she had no other choice. Maybe on his own, he would be able to find a way to survive. Losaka lived a life of a beggar. He slept wherever he could. He was always dirty and unwashed. People had no sympathy or compassion for Losaka. For some reason, they did not want to help him. Instead, they chased him away. At the age of 7, Losaka had never had a single meal in his entire life. He survived by eating scraps of food he found on the floor. It was never enough, and he never knew the feeling of a full stomach. One day, while the Venerable Sariputta was going into Sawati for alms, he noticed Losaka, feeling compassion and sympathy. He said, "Child, come here. What village do you come from? Where are your parents?" "I am destitute, sir. I belong to no village. My parents abandoned me." The Venerable Sariputta then shared the food from his alms bowl to Losaka and said, "Young child, how would you like to join the order? You would have a place to rest and food to eat. All you would have to do is ordain and earnestly practice the Buddha's Dhamma." "Sir, I would indeed like to ordain. However, would you really receive a poor wretch like me into the order?" "We will." "Then, with your mercy, let it be so." The Venerable Sariputta then ordained Losaka as a novice. What did you learn from this story? Let us know.
Yeah, go ahead, Alice's what's about.
It was mostly about, okay, so it started with like a happy little village and yippee fishermen, but then at some day, this woman was pregnant and suddenly they couldn't catch fish. And they were like, we need to figure out who was to blame for all these bad things. So they divided people out until they found out it was the child, like this little family. And so because of that, they were outcasted. And because they're outcasted, the father left. The mother, she had to give birth in poverty, in a dirty alley, scummy situations. Boom, she has a child. And then as they're trying to make it through life, she abandons her child because she can't take care of him anymore. And so as the child grew in poverty and suffering, a monk, I think, took him in and yeah, he became part of the Buddhist teachings as a novice.
Okay, so what's the moral? What's the meaning? What you learn from this story then?
Compassion rules over,
Wow.
and don't like kick people out of your villages over something like that. Be nice.
Mm-hmm. So, Mimi, what you learn from this story, Mimi?
I learned that sorry, they should people should be compassionate. Sorry. Yeah, people should be compassionate to one so that they can help each other out.
Did you go out to give the food to the homeless during the camp, Mimi?
Yeah, I did.
How was that? How did you feel about them?
I was happy to give them food, but then it started to get a little dangerous when they start chasing us.
Oh, they chased after you?
Well, only one did. He was after Tina mostly. But our group ran to a Taco Bell and hide in a girl bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, keep something in your car, whether it's the water bottles or the bread.
The pepper spray.
What's that?
Pepper spray too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Brent, did you keep anything in your parents' cars in case when you drive with them, if you see the homeless, you can give to them?
No.
Yeah, keep some cookies, some apple, or banana, and so forth. When you see them, share with them. Especially if they stand on the road, right? So, Alexis, you enjoy your time to go out there and give the food to them?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. It was nice giving out food and supplies to people who needed them.
Would you do it? You do it frequently in Indy?
Not as frequently as I should, but whenever I can, I try to be nice to them and help them out if I can, or if they're safe and won't stab me with a needle.
Oh, be careful, right? You have to be careful. All right, let's finish. Time is up. So next time, if you can come early, we can learn more. Okay. So we see the let's see here. Go ahead, Johnson. The number one, please, Johnson.
Yes, Ty.
One come together, please. Go ahead, Johnson.
To the Buddha I return and rely, vowing that all living beings understand the great way profoundly and bring forth the Bodhi mind.
Okay, thank you. Brandon, number two.
To the Dharma I return and rely, vowing that all living beings deeply enter the sutra treasure and have wisdom like the sea.
Okay, Brand, number three, please.
To the Sangha I return and rely, vowing that all living beings form together a great assembly, one and all in harmony.
Okay, AK, can you say may I please, AK?
May I have a good night?
May I have a good
May I have a good future morning?
May I have a good
Have a good future morning.
And may I be healthy.
May be healthy.
Okay, Mimi, may parents please, Mimi.
May our parent be well.
May our parents be well.
May our parent be healthy.
May
Our
our
parents
Be
be
healthy.
healthy.
And May our parents have a lot of fun.
May our
Our
parents
parents have a lot of fun.
fun.
Yeah, Megan, please. May and I, please, Megan.
May our night be peaceful.
may not be
Night be
peaceful.
May our night be restful.
May
our
Our night be
night be
restful.
Restful.
May our night be safe.
May
Our
our
night be
night be
safe.
safe.
All right, good. Thank you. So